right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the nSights call, 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We come to you and talk to you about trade. Guys, if you have missed any of these calls, Doug is a phenomenal trainer on all things trading. And these past few lessons that he's given are invaluable. So I want to remind everybody to head on out to our YouTube channel, which I think we've got 199 now people who have subscribed. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I just released last night's video, maybe 30 minutes ago. So make sure you go watch them and catch up and really focus in on what he's training.
Well, thank you, Deb. That was an awesome introduction.
Well, thank you for the training. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to start doing kind of mixing between, kind of trading training like I've been doing the last few nights, which is really kind of in-depth training on how to trade. And then I want to, a couple of nights do little mini lessons. Like tonight will be a mini lesson on nSights itself, some of those aspects of nSights. And as nSights grows and rolls out more, there'll be more lessons, more things that I can do. Right now, I'm still kind of limited. And this is why we launched nSights the way that we did. We were all very clear that we still had a lot to do, a lot to go. But, we needed to get moving down the road here, and that's exactly what we're doing. So tonight, I'm going to share my screen. And I can't wait for us to get limit orders. And we worked on those today, Deb, right?
We did work on those today. Yeah, they look a little bit different in the API, you guys. So we have some work to do to do that mapping to make sure we've got all the right elements coming over so that we can store those correctly for you.
Yeah. And we talked about starting off with pancake swaps limit orders, but really, putting them kind of on steroids inside nSights, where a lot of functionality that we can do prior to launching that limit order. So we can do a lot of analysis, a lot of stuff in nSights. That's really the goal. And a lot of calculations really get dialed in exactly where we want to be based on how we trade, based on the barriers or based on ranges, based on all the kind of things that I'm teaching and we're talking about. We'll have that ability to do nSights prior to launching that limit order. But what I want to do tonight, I want to begin each night for maybe the next week or so, go through a function inside nSights and just touch on one function. And then the next night we'll touch on another function. And then if that function gets updated or modified or changed in any way or enhanced, then I can go back to it and we can touch on that again. The one that I want to touch on tonight is on, and tomorrow night, I think I'll go through these dots, what to do with the dots tomorrow night. But tonight, I'd like to touch on under order listings, and I'm going to focus on Alpaca because I have a couple of trades in there that are positive. But under order listings, there's all kinds of options here. So what should you do? I mean, if you're thinking about wanting to try to sell a trade to, maybe bank some money, what do you want to do? I want to come over here to stats. Okay, I'm going to click on stats. It's going to bring up Alpaca, and it's going to bring up all my trades. Anything that looks abnormal like this, it is abnormal, right? There's something wrong. So don't select anything like that. They're working on this. This is wrong because I took a trade in Alpaca and then I went through and remapped all my trades so that I could do things with you guys, and it messed up a couple of my trades. You probably won't have this issue unless you imported trades from an exchange that nSights doesn't know quite how to handle yet. They're working on the scripts to handle those imported from exchanges so that we can deal with those. So if anything looks too good to be true, it probably is. And it's because we don't know what this number was. And so they're working on that. But deal with what is real, right? So I'm going to come down here I know these are real. These are 2 trades that I took since I've been on with you guys. And I'm going to look at this one first. I'm going to click on it. And it's going to tell me that it's 45 tokens. It's $21 worth of value right now. And it's 10%, 10.55% in profit. I could hit the sell now button and be done with it. It's that simple, okay? Or I noticed that I had one other trade down here that's slightly negative. If I wanted to cost average the 2 trades together and recoup some of the money, and again, these are very tiny trades, but if I wanted to recoup some of this money because I wanted to trade more, maybe I want to look at cost averaging a negative trade with a positive trade, see how much that would be worth and what would that give back to me. And again, this is a very, very tiny trade, but still the example is what I'm trying to explain and try to get across to you. So if I select this one also, okay, you can see my profit dropped to 8.25, still nice profit. Really didn't gain much more because it's a very tiny trade. Okay, it's only a couple of tokens, 2.33 alpaca. So very, very tiny, but it still gives me my numbers here. Okay. Well, that I can hit sell now. I would close both of those trades and I would recoup whatever money that was. Okay. In the near future, and I'm going to stop there with this part of the example because that's all there is to it, is hit sell now. It brings up the box and I submit the order to sell. It gives me my total profit, my net profit with fees, and I'm done. Okay, that's simple. Before too long, we'll talk about this here. When we get to this, it'll be another lesson. We're not using this right now because this will require limit orders, okay? But how it works is I look at my total worth here, $22, and I can say, okay, well, when it gets to 45, what would that look like, okay? It calculates my profit. It tells me the number that it needs to hit, and these are being worked on right now. But when that limit order is done, I'll be able to hit this sell at dream target, which really is a limit order, and then it'll execute. We'll go over that when that is complete and done. But this is not a function that we would use right now, other than if we wanted to just project what that would look like, put a line on our chart and kind of understand that. But this sell at dream target is not functioning until we get limit orders going. So let me walk through the process one more time, okay? I want to sell some of my alpaca. I don't know what it is yet. I go to stats. It brings up all my alpaca. I see what's real. I check the first one out. If this is what I want to do, I hit sell now. If I want to add another trade to it, I click on that. It automatically calculates. I hit sell now. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to unclick this one. It goes back to just the one trade. I'm going to hit sell now. I'm going to submit the order. Okay. It's going to bring up my MetaMask. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to confirm. And I'm done. Okay. It may give me one more request. Sometimes it does. We'll see. It's going through spinning here. So wait and look for one more pop-up. There it is. Okay. It'll come through. It wants me to confirm one more time. I'll hit confirm. And I am done. Okay. Let that go through. There we are approved. Okay, now let me go back to my stats. Alpaca, that trade is now gone. Okay, it's no longer available for me to sell. I come over here to my closed trades. I believe it'll be here. Here it is. Here's the alpaca. We just sold 100% of it, and it is now in my profit right there. That's how easy it is. Now, one thing that we can't do at the present moment, Okay, so that's done with that. I want to be clear on this. One thing that we cannot do in the present moment, and I just sent this to a boss, we're going to lock it where this cannot be done. But in the future, we will allow this, but it's something that we've got to map and work with. If I came here to stats and I wanted to sell this, and I hit sell now and it pops this up, I cannot modify this number. It will physically allow me to modify this number. I can say 1 and think that I'm selling one of these alpaca. nSights is going to sell both of them, or think that it's selling both of them. The market is actually going to sell just this amount. So you're going to have a mix match inside your wallet and BSC scan versus what nSights thinks that it's doing. We're going to lock this field so it can't be modified right now, but don't do this. Leave it as is. Sell what is here if you want to sell it. And if not, wait until we allow the function for you to modify the amount that you're selling. When we get to that point, then we'll show a partial close, a percentage of that partial close, so that you can track that and not lose track of those trades. But I just want to warn not to do that right now, because you'll get the accounting and NSI and what's going on in your wallet messed up, and you'll have cleanup on aisle 6 to do, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so that's what that's the lesson for tonight. Tomorrow night, I want to teach on the dots. If I stick with it, that's my plan for tomorrow night, is teaching on the dots. And then, each night we'll go through more and more things in nSights. And there, look at that. This trade is now blue. It's mapped. Bam, beautiful. And it is done. All right. So that is nSights. Deb, anything on that you want to cover before we look at our space
Cowboys?
No.
I'm teasing. Space misfits. Space misfits.
No, space misfit.
Ground.
We'll talk about this all the time, guys. This is really an important conversation. And again, there's a number of tokens that are out that people are promoting and pushing, and it's so important that you're wise on what you're doing and how to understand it. Again, this token that we played with last week didn't launch the way that it was supposed to launch. Some big concerns about that. But here we're looking at, and I can do this with any token, and especially if somebody's talking to you about cashing out one token to put into another token. You want to do this, and I'm going to walk through this process with you because this is really, really important. And if there's a token you would like me to do this to tonight while we're on, I'll do it to that token also so that you can see. So, okay, so I'm looking at, our Space Crown token that we played with this weekend. Okay, it has a $135,000 market cap. It's got a liquidity. It's got a $62 million market cap. The ratio between these two are so far off that I believe it's forcing a market cap that is not realistic. But let's go back here and let's say here it's 135,000, right? When we go, and this one's not too bad, right? Because I get down to, well, this is around, we're getting into that 10% range, right? And we're 21 wallets into it. So if any of these people from here up, in fact, from here up, these guys can't even cash out. They can't there's no way for them to get, you know, $300,000 out of 135,000 in liquidity, right? Unless when they sold, a bunch of people came in and bought, right? But there's no way for them to cash that out. This is 10% of that. And again, this isn't too bad. This is the Space Crown. We get only down to 21 wallets, and below that, you know, people can sell and have an effect on the token, but not a huge effect, right? We get down to 100 people, we're $900, right? Selling that token. That's really not bad in terms of the ratio. Still to be concerned with the amount of liquidity that's here compared to the market cap, but yet, you know, not a whole lot that can be done here, other than the first 20 or so wallets, right? Does everybody see that and understand that? Because if I'm going to trade this token, it really comes down to, when we get into some of these tokens, who blinks first? Who of the biggest wallet holders blinks first? The first person to go out and grab a big chunk, and I mean a major chunk or all of it, right? This person here could take all of the liquidity. They close out their coin, there's zero liquidity left, okay? But now, again, the exchange would keep driving down the price and driving up the price of the token to keep that kind of from happening. And that's why we get these abnormal market caps with small liquidity, because they're going to drive up the price of the token, make it so expensive to sell, right? That it makes it hard to close out the trades. All right. Anybody got any token that you would like me to analyze? Let me look at the chat. All right, where did this token come from, and what is the 280 million supply, $104 million market cap, $1 million supply? Okay, so let's look at our holders. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is look at the holders. Okay, I go to the bottom, I do a CSV here, I click on CSV. I click this little robot guy. Oh, it's gonna make me do the cross. But it liked what I did. I passed the test.
Nice. Nicely done.
All right, here we go. So the first thing I do is I get rid of these nodes. It doesn't mean anything for us. I select the whole thing here, both of these. I'm gonna go data. I'm gonna go sort. I'm gonna sort based on balance. I'm gonna sort largest to smallest here. And I'm going to hit this. I'm going to go to balance again. I'm going to go right click. I'm going to format this cell to a number. I'm going to just do 2 and commas so I can kind of tell them apart. Okay. Spread this out a little bit. Now the next thing I want to do is come back to the chart. Okay. And I want to get the price, 37.40, 37 cents. Okay, basically plus 37.40. I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. I'm going to put that up here. I'm going to do 0.3740. Okay, I'm going to come here. I'm going to go equals this times this F4. F4 makes this a constant. Okay, I hit enter. This way I can drag this down, and it's constantly looking at the C cell C1. So I can get how far down. I'll just drag it down a ways here. Okay. Wow, that's still pretty decent. Okay, and I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to click this cell, right click, format cell, turn it into amount. And I'm going to leave it like that. Okay. All right. They have $1 million, a little over $1 million in liquidity. I'm going to put that up here. Okay. All right, how far down do I go? They're 1,332,000. So where do we lose half of the liquidity? Around 1,650,000 or so, or about 65,000. Let's do it right about here. 64, there's 64,000. There's 179 traders that could take half of the liquidity if they woke up tomorrow morning and said, you know what? I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that 64,000. I'm going to take that 93,000, or I'm going to take, and this is the person right here, 1,000,002, right? Or 1,000,003, are they? 1,030,000, 1,000,003, right? So 1,000,003 right here. This person wakes up and says, I want to take it all. Person, anybody 9 or above takes everything from 9 down to 180 could take half of the liquidity, guys. And yet people are driving this thing higher and higher. And what's happening is people are sitting here thinking, and these guys do. This person's sitting here thinking, I got $355,000. This guy closes out, okay? So we get this guy closing out, and then hang on. And here's what happens, right? This guy closes out. This guy goes, oh my God, he closed out. Now I'm not going to get out unless I close out, right? Now a panic happens because we've sold off almost, majority of the liquidity. So any of these other guys that sell off, all the liquidity's gone. It takes 3 people at the most to clear out this liquidity. That's troublesome, right? Because if I'm sitting down here thinking I have $154,000 in my account, I could wake up and realize I have none, right? Somebody overnight, a couple people above me closed out the trades. And this is not a rug pull. This is just fear, right? This is just people getting fearful that the money that they're sitting on, that they are dreaming about buying their new Maserati or their new house or whatever it is going to shrink up and go away. Just the facts, right? So anytime somebody's selling you a token, selling you a concept, or telling you this is the best deal since sliced bread, whatever that token is, go over and do the basic math that I just showed you and see, what it really looks like. How deep does it need to sell? Now, these may be the most loyal traders on the planet. There may not be anybody that sells off, but you need to be aware of the risk that could happen, right? And the other way to kind of tell, and I don't know this token from Adam. Deb just gave it to me. Let me put it on daily here.
We have a trader who trades this one.
Okay. Nice. Oh, wow. Huge pullback. Is this the token still?
Yeah.
Wow. Huge pullback. Okay. Yeah, they're trying to stabilize it. Maybe it will stabilize. What did they do in the past? Who did what? Okay. Let's look at what the history of this is. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 plus, I kind of probably miscount, over around 17 people have taken out 100,000 or more. And that's what causes that we just saw, right? Yeah. We look at, so let's try to do this. There's our 17 that sold. Those are our sellers, our eager beaver sellers. Okay. Oh no, Deb,
Hmm.
that's not what I wanted to see. If I'm a buyer, what did I just see, guys, that I wasn't so happy about? Anybody pick up on it? Well, let's look at it. Okay, here's our top buyers, right, for the same period. Ooh, okay. Well, this is less than that. This is less than that. This is less than that. This is less than that.
For profitable.
Yeah. Yeah, almost equal. Everything on the buy side's less for the same level, right? Oh, hang on. I don't have as many buyers at 100,000 as I have sellers. I've got 1, 2, 3 more.
And they didn't map 1-to-1 either. Just so you
No.
know, the first one, yes, no, not the second one.
Yeah. So buyers versus sellers, not super strong. Markets, and we understand that with this market, the market came down. So then the thing that I do, guys, and we'll look at this and we'll end with this tonight. This is really a good lesson. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to do that same thing, but now that the market's at the base down here, I want to kind of zoom, just seeing these last candles here. I want to kind of get the flat, where it goes flat, not this down. I don't want that down. I want to go get only where it's flat. Okay. Now let's analyze. Okay. So now this is going to give me a different buyer profile. 158,000, 67, 58, 55, 54, 52. Good sized buyers coming in this range. Sellers 148, 75, 75, 72, 61. Still a struggle between buyers and sellers, right? So I definitely don't want to be buying the tops. I would want to be buying the bottoms. If I'm buying the bottoms and I have a struggle between buyers and sellers, I have a better chance of positioning myself back in profit. Once I see the sellers really going away, okay, sellers still strong even in this, okay, to buyers. Buyers 67, 48, 42, 33, 60, 46, pretty equal still, okay? Might break out, but if I'm buying the bottoms, even if it goes lower, I can cost average that and I'm okay. But I don't want to be buying the tops or the breakouts until I really see the sellers kind of give up. Once they give up and the buyers take control, then the market can really run, okay? But so far, we're pretty equal, right? Everybody, give me a 1 if everybody sees that and understands that. All right, Deb, that was a good coin, very good lesson. And when we look at this, is there money to be made? Here's the question, right? If I understand the battle and I buy at the bottoms, is there money to be made? 54%. You bet. It doesn't have to be the perfect looking coin to make money. The trades have to be executed the best that you possibly can, given the scenario that the market is giving you. That's it. You do that well, you'll do this well. Okay? That's all I got, Deb.